Hello, Josh Hampton here with the Hamptons Family Campground, camping at the Hamptons YouTube channel, and finally decided to make a video that has something to do with camping. So far, pretty much everything that I've done, as bad as they are just about clearing trails and things like that, but stuff that needed to be done before I could get on to, I guess, more fun camping related tasks. So I've seen a ton of videos on YouTube about different ways to make fire cooking surfaces out of natural materials, and two that seem to be extremely popular on the internet are the Swedish torch style, and then the I guess rocket stove ultimately is what it's most similar to. It is a rocket stove of a type made with one of these bushcraft hand augers. So I've made a bunch of fires throughout my life, but never either of these two styles. So I thought it might be kind of fun for myself just to see how long each one takes from beginning to end, how complicated they really are, and just how fast they boil water, something like that, simple task. So I think I have everything that I need. I've got some tinder, some shavings, a couple cotton balls with some bacon grease on it, and then some kindling, and then these two logs are the ones that I will attempt to do these two cooking systems. And then I'll pour a little bit of water in one of these camp pots and then bring it to a boil. I've got a timer over there, or at least a clock that I can see, so I'll try to keep track, see how much time each one takes. I'll do one at a time, and then I guess, at least for my own learning and understanding, which one will be a little bit easier, which one's faster, and then just how will they perform. So this won't be edited, so I apologize. My editing skills are pretty bad still, so it'll just go from beginning to end, and feel free to fast forward through it if it gets painfully boring. But I'll go ahead and start with the auger method. So what I've seen is basically getting a hole started on the top of a log and getting down deep enough to have, similar to any other kind of rocket stove, where you have, a tube of air that comes in from the side of the log or whatever the material is made out of to create the airflow that allows for a relatively hot cooking surface with a pretty small amount of fuel. Now this raw log here seems to be a little rotten, but still dry. So hopefully it works as well as I was hoping. So that top hole was actually relatively easy and quick. Let's see about the side hole here. Gotta get that tip of the auger in before I can start boring it out. This is more the resistance I was expecting. So some of the tinder and shavings and kindling came from whittling this handle, which itself took, I don't know, just a couple minutes with a decent pocket knife, and starting out with some sort of a stick that's approximately the right size that needs to go in as a handle. So far, so good. Looks like every now and again you just need to pull it out to get that shaving material out. So again, this is the first time, not only that I've made a fire cook surface in this way, but the first time I've used one of these hand augers. It pretty much performs just like the videos make it look, maybe they make it look a little bit easier than it is. But I suppose it also depends on the hardness of the wood. And then of course, like anything else, the level of experience using it. But relatively simple. I think some of these hand augers actually come with like tubes to help blow out the shavings, because some of the augers actually go pretty deep. This one's sort of a common size, about 6 inches or so. Get back. So far this has taken about 4 minutes, give or take. Let's go back in from the top. Now I suppose I took for granted that it was easy to match up the top hole with the side hole, but the grain of the wood has some impact on the direction of that hole, whether it goes perfectly straight down or not. But I think these will connect. 6:03, it's now 6:08, so 5 minutes in, give or take. Still working on this side hole. Does not appear that I've... Okay, I'm starting to see it from the top that I've at least connected the two holes. Now, what I haven't really seen in any of the videos is whether or not they matched up perfectly. I suppose that's going to impact the airflow if it's not a super good connection. But then I guess as the fire goes, should make that passageway more clear. It's about 6 minutes in, and we've at least, to some degree, connected those two holes. Enough to get the proper airflow. I guess remains to be seen. That doesn't taste awesome. Yeah, makes sense why they sell those with a straw. All right, so according to the videos I've seen, they basically take some sort of tinder, and in this case, like I said, I've got a cotton ball. Oftentimes, you know, what I've used when I was a kid is Vaseline on the cotton ball, and I had just cooked up some bacon, so I figured a little bit of bacon grease on the cotton ball should do the trick. And kind of pull it apart, fluff it up a little bit, and we're gonna get this thing lit. And then while that's burning, we'll go ahead and start on the other one, kind of, I guess, overlap the times, figure out the math later. All right, so since this is not how to start a fire without a match, we'll do some of those videos later. But try with starting with some of these shavings. And if I recall correctly from the videos, they start to put the fuel wood in from the side, kind of like you would from any other rocket stove. And nice thing about the rocket stove design, of course, is that you get a decent amount of heat, flame, with very minimal fuel. So first time I ever did a rocket stove, I thought that was pretty cool. And I need to make sure I don't put my fire out altogether. Which I think I may just have done. Yeah. Inside of that log was actually a little more damp than I had anticipated. I guess this is all part of the learning process of how to do it and how not to do it. It's still smoldering down in there, but my concern is that it's just not going to take. Let's see if I can't get that going. Start it from the side here. See if I can't get it started from the side first. We are now officially 11 minutes in, and I am still messing with trying to get a fire started just in general with this less than optimal material. Should have prepared better. So the good news is I could definitely see from the top down that the hole from the side matched up with the hole going down. The issue now seems to be just the interior of this log being dry enough or not, which I thought that was not going to be the problem. So now I've kind of got a backward setup here. See if I can't get that to take, and then I'll turn it back over. So a lot of the videos that I've seen kind of have them already going. Maybe just, again, never underestimate the experience that goes into doing things like this, as far as doing them a little quicker, a little more effective the first go around. But that is now still not fully going. Got a blue flame down there, so there is definitely some heat. All right, so that was not, let me get something else to light that. All right, this is part of the learning process that I was trying to figure out. Now what I can see is that it kind of does a little bit of a turn, which means it tells me it might not be connected as much as I thought it was. And that knot, of course, is in the way. So I'm gonna get that knot off. It's very possible that I just did not have that passageway as well bored out as I should have before I started that fire, because the flow of air was definitely restricted more than I thought it would be. We can try this again and get a better fire going right here. All right, so again, you know, as far as I'm concerned, part of being outdoors is just trying these things and until you get good at them, which clearly I am not yet when it comes to this.